Welcome to the Angular and Spring Boot CRUD tutorial. In this video, we are going to create a REST endpoint for retrieving the list of expenses. So let's begin. So first, let's go ahead and create a few packages. So the first package which I'm going to create is a model package where we are going to keep all our model classes inside the package. And the second package which I'm going to create is a controller to keep all our controllers in this package. And the third package which I'm going to create is the repository. And the fourth package which I'm going to create is service, where we're going to keep all our services inside the package. So now let's go ahead and create a model class for our expense object. So within the model package, right click and create a class. So I'm going to call this expense. So let me quickly add few annotations. So the first annotation which is entity, and the second annotation is add table, because I'm going to give my table name as a different one. Name is equal to, I'm going to call this TBL underscore expenses. So if you want to keep the table name as expense, then you don't need to specify this add table annotation. Since I'm using a different name, that's why I have used add table annotation. And I'm going to also use a few Lombok annotations. So by the way, Lombok is a Java library. Let me open up the website, official website. Lombok. So basically this library helps us to avoid all the boilerplate code. Usually in our entity class, in our model class, we used to override the setters and getters, and also we override the toString and hash code. These are the common things that we will do in our entity class, and this Lombok library helps us to reduce all the boilerplate code. We just specify a few annotations and the Lombok will take care of us. You can read more about this in the website, which is projectlombok.org. I'll drop a link in the description section of this video. So to install this Lombok, the installation is pretty straightforward. So you just need to download the jar, and you just have to double click on that jar and it will automatically install it in your IDE. If you are using the Eclipse IDE and STS IDE, then you need to install this Lombok. If you are using IntelliJ IDEA, then you don't need to install it separately. So if you want to know how to install this in your IDE, then I made a separate video on my YouTube channel. Make sure to check out that video. I'll drop a link in the description section of this video as well. So the installation is pretty straightforward. Once you have installed it, just restart your IDE and that's it. So to verify whether the Lombok is installed properly or not, go to your IDE, the STS IDE or the Eclipse IDE, and go to the About section. And if you scroll down, you will probably see this message, the Lombok has been installed. Okay, so if you see this message, then your IDE is installed with the Lombok. So now let's go ahead and add the annotations like at setter. This will override all the setters method, and at getter, this will override all the getter methods. So inside this, we are going to define a fields. So the first field is private long ID and private string expense name, private string description, and private big decimal amount, the expense amount. So let's quickly import the items. So the entity which is from the persistence package, the table which is also from the persistence package. Okay, and we need to add a few more annotations for the ID, which is at ID, because this is our primary key and we are going to mark it as at ID annotation. And also we have to make it as a auto generated. So for that we will be using generated value, and we will be using strategy. This is actually strategy is equal to generation type dot identity. Okay, and I'm going to keep everything as it is. If your column name is different, then you need to specify at column annotation, and you have to specify the column name properly. Since I'm going to leave it as it is, so the inside our database table we should expect the column names with these names: ID, expense, description, and the amount. So let's save this, and now let's go ahead and run this application. You can see the application has been started. Then we should expect the database table inside the database which we have created. Let's go to the MySQL database and let's go to the schemas, and let me refresh this, and you can see we have a table tbl underscore expenses. So if you expand this, then we should expect the column names with the same field names: ID, amount, description, and expense. So now we have created the table. The Spring Boot will automatically create the table for us. Okay, so let's quickly go ahead and add a few entries to this table, because when we make a HTTP GET request to this table, we should expect some of the data. So for that, I'm going to quickly write some SQL queries. Okay, you can see the two entries, which is the Apple Watch and the HP monitor. So now we have added the two entries in our database, and also we have created the model class. Maybe in the next video we are going to create a controller and the repository, and let's expose the REST endpoint to retrieve the list of expenses. So that is coming up in the next video. I will see you in the next video.